What if your attention is the most valuable currency you possess, and you are giving it away for free every single day? True power in the 21st century is not about having more information, but about possessing a mind that can stay focused amidst the noise. 8 Strategies to Stay Focused Forever, Stoicism, compiled and published by Stoic Dominion. Lesson 1. Inner Calm Amid Chaos. Imagine the eye of a hurricane. Surrounding it is a swirling vortex of unimaginable chaos and destructive power. Winds howl, debris flies, and the world is torn asunder. But at the very center of this violent storm, there exists a small circle of profound, perfect, and powerful calm. The sky is clear, the air is still. It is from this eye of stillness that the entire storm derives its structure. This is the inner conflict that defines our struggle for focus in the modern world. We try to concentrate while our own mind is a raging hurricane of anxiety, worry, unfinished to-do lists, and a constant internal chatter. The problem is that we think the distractions are external. The notifications, the emails, the noise from the other room. But the truth is that the greatest hurricane is the one within us. We cannot hope to focus on a single task when our mind is a swirling vortex of 100 different thoughts and emotions. A mind in a state of chaos cannot produce a state of focus. It is a physical and psychological impossibility. We are trying to thread a needle in the middle of an earthquake, and then we wonder why we fail. The transformative solution, the first and most fundamental strategy for focus, is the cultivation of inner calm amid chaos. You must learn to create the eye of the storm within yourself. The core Stoic principle here is that a tranquil mind, a state the Greeks called apatheia, is the necessary precondition for rational thought and effective action. A mind that is agitated, fearful, or angry is a clouded lens. It cannot see clearly, let alone focus on a single point. Before you can hope to direct your attention outward with any precision, you must first establish a baseline of order and peace within. This inner calm is not a passive state of bliss. It is an active state of profound stability. It is the solid ground upon which the tower of focus must be built. A high-value man, a warrior of the mind, knows that his ability to concentrate is a direct reflection of his ability to command his own inner state. To begin creating this inner eye of the storm, you must practice the art of mental decluttering and intentional calm. The first actionable step is the mental dump exercise. At the beginning of each workday, take 5 minutes with a journal and write down every single thing that is taking up space in your head. Every worry, every task, every stray idea. The act of getting it out of your mind and onto paper frees up immense mental bandwidth and quiets the storm. The second step is to practice bookending your focus sessions with stillness. Before you begin a period of deep work, spend just 2 minutes practicing box breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. This calms your nervous system. After the session, take another 2 minutes to sit in silence, allowing your mind to settle. The third step is to create a calm physical environment. A cluttered desk often reflects and contributes to a cluttered mind. Take 3 minutes to organize your physical workspace before you begin your mental work. A clean space invites a clear mind. The benefits of cultivating inner calm are the benefits of finally having a stable platform from which to operate. You will find that the urge to procrastinate decreases, as it is often fueled by the anxiety of a chaotic mind. Your ability to absorb information and think creatively will increase, because your mental energy is no longer being consumed by the internal storm. You will feel a profound sense of control and peace, even before you have accomplished a single task. You become the eye of the hurricane, a center of powerful, focused calm, while the chaos of the world swirls harmlessly around you. Your practice is to try the mental dump tomorrow morning. Before you check your email or start your work, spend 5 uninterrupted minutes writing down everything that is on your mind. Then, feel the clarity that follows. A calm mind is the foundation. But that calm can still be shattered by the endless noise of the external world. To stay focused, we must become ruthless guardians of our attention. Next, we will learn how to cut out the noise in order to sharpen your attention. To join us on this path, please subscribe to Stoic Dominion. Lesson 2. Cut noise. Sharpen attention. Imagine a master archer on a shooting range. His goal is to hit a small target 100 yards away. Now imagine that as he tries to aim, 100 other people are standing around him, all shouting his name, throwing small pebbles at him, and flashing bright lights in his eyes. Even with the calmest mind in the world, hitting the target in such an environment would be nearly impossible. The archer's skill is useless if his attention is constantly being pulled away by irrelevant external noise. He cannot hit his target because he cannot even see it clearly. This is the inner conflict of the modern knowledge worker, the modern student, the modern man. We have important targets we want to hit: completing a project, learning a skill, having a deep conversation, but we attempt to do so in an environment of near constant digital assault. We are the archer, trying to aim while our phone buzzes with notifications, our email dings with new demands, and a dozen open tabs on our computer flash with distracting headlines and advertisements. The problem is that we have been tricked into believing that this state of constant, low-grade distraction is normal. We have accepted a life of perpetual noise, and we wonder why we feel so unfocused, so unproductive, and so mentally exhausted. The transformative solution is to become a ruthless curator of your own attention, to learn to cut the noise in order to sharpen your attention. This is the second unbreakable strategy. It is the understanding that your attention is your most precious and finite resource, far more valuable than your time or your money. The core Stoic principle here is a practical application of the dichotomy of control. While you cannot control the entire world's attempt to capture your attention, you have absolute control over your immediate environment and the devices you use. A Stoic warrior does not passively allow the enemy to set the terms of the battle. He actively shapes his environment to give himself the greatest possible advantage. In the 21st century, this means creating a digital and physical environment that is optimized for deep focus, not for shallow distraction. It requires an aggressive and unapologetic defense of your own mental space. To begin cutting the noise, you must perform a distraction audit and then take decisive action. The first actionable step is to turn off all non-essential notifications on your phone and computer. Every buzz, every ding, every red bubble is a pebble being thrown at the archer. Go into your settings and turn them off. All of them. The only person who should decide when you look at your phone is you. The second step is to schedule your distraction time. Instead of checking email and social media sporadically throughout the day, batch these activities into 1 or 2 specific, scheduled blocks of time. For the rest of the day, those tabs remain closed. You are telling your brain that there is a time for noise and a time for focus, and you are the one who decides which is which. The third step is to create a physical deep workspace. This could be a specific chair, a corner of a room, or even a different location entirely, like a library. When you are in this space, you do only one thing: you focus. This trains your brain to associate that physical location with a state of deep concentration. The benefits of ruthlessly cutting the noise are like night and day. You will find that you can accomplish more high-quality work in a single 90-minute focus session than you previously could in an entire day of scattered, distracted effort. Your stress and anxiety levels will plummet because you will no longer be living in a state of constant, reactive alert. You will reclaim your own mind from the corporations and algorithms that are designed to hijack it. You become the master archer who has cleared the shooting range. With no pebbles, no flashing lights, and no shouting, he is free to place all of his formidable power and skill into the one thing that matters: hitting the target. Your practice is to pick one of these steps, turning off notifications or scheduling your email time, and implement it for one full day. Experience the profound peace and focus that results. Cutting the noise creates the opportunity for focus. But that focus must be anchored and made consistent through the power of routine. Next, we will explore how to anchor your mind with daily rituals. If you value your attention, please like this video and share it. Lesson 3. Anchor mind with daily rituals. Imagine a great ship at sea. If the ship has no anchor, it is at the mercy of every current and every gust of wind. It drifts aimlessly, its position constantly changing and unpredictable. To find stability, to hold its position against the chaos of the ocean, the captain must drop a heavy, reliable anchor that lodges itself firmly in the seabed. This anchor is what allows the ship to be steady in a world of constant motion. This is the inner conflict of a mind without routine. We may have moments of focus, we may have periods of calm, but without a daily structure to anchor ourselves to, our mental state is adrift. We are at the mercy of our fleeting moods, our fluctuating energy levels, and the random demands of the day. One day we feel motivated and focused, the next day we feel scattered and lost. The problem is that this lack of consistency prevents us from building any real momentum. We are a ship that drifts back and forth, never holding a position long enough to truly make progress. Our focus is unreliable because the structure of our life is unreliable. The transformative solution is to become the wise captain of your own mind and learn to anchor your mind with daily rituals. This is the third unbreakable strategy. It is the practice of creating a simple, consistent, and non-negotiable routine that acts as the anchor for your day. The core Stoic idea is that a well-ordered life creates a well-ordered mind. The Stoics were creatures of habit. They understood that willpower is a finite resource, but habit is a nearly infinite one. By turning powerful behaviors into automatic rituals, you no longer need to expend willpower deciding to do them. Your routine becomes the anchor that holds your mind steady, day in and day out, regardless of the emotional weather. A strong routine provides the structure and stability necessary for a focused mind to flourish. It is the bedrock in which your anchor can find a firm hold. To build your anchoring ritual, you must start with simplicity and consistency. The first actionable step is to design a morning anchor routine. This should be a 15 to 30-minute sequence of actions you perform every single morning before you engage with the outside world. This ritual should not include your phone. A powerful example is: hydrate with a glass of water, spend 5 minutes in quiet meditation or breathing, spend 5 minutes journaling, and spend 5 minutes reviewing your single most important task for the day. This anchors your day in calm, clarity, and purpose. The second step is to create an evening shutdown ritual. This signals to your brain that the workday is over. It could involve tidying your workspace, creating your to-do list for the next day, and then literally shutting down your computer. This creates a clear boundary that prevents work from bleeding into your personal time, which is crucial for mental recovery. The third step is to protect your anchor at all costs. Your rituals are sacred. Do not let minor issues or other people's priorities derail them. They are your most important appointment of the day, an appointment with your own mind. The benefits of anchoring your mind in rituals are profound. You will eliminate the decision fatigue that plagues so many people, as your most important actions will become automatic. You will create a powerful sense of momentum that carries you through the day. You will feel a deep sense of stability and control, knowing that no matter what chaos the day brings, you have started and will end from a position of centered, purposeful calm. You become the great ship that is no longer adrift. You are securely anchored, able to withstand any passing storm with grace and stability, perfectly positioned to begin your journey when the time is right. Your practice is to design your own simple 5 to 10-minute morning anchor routine. Write down the 2 to 3 actions you will take and commit to following it for the next 7 days. Rituals anchor our day. But within that day, our mind is still a wild place, full of distracting thoughts. To stay focused, we must become the vigilant guardian of those thoughts. Next, we will learn how to guard your thoughts from internal distractions. Please subscribe to Stoic Dominion to make this wisdom a part of your routine. Lesson 4. Guard thoughts from distractions. Imagine you are the sole guard of a fortress gate, and your mission is to protect a great treasure within, your focus. Throughout the day, a long line of travelers and merchants comes to your gate, demanding entry. Some of these travelers are legitimate and important, but many of them are frivolous distractions, gossips, complainers, fearmongers, and daydreamers. The undisciplined guard opens the gate for everyone. He gets distracted by the gossip, caught up in the complaints, and lost in the daydreams. The problem is that while he is distracted, the real work of the fortress is being neglected. The treasure lies unguarded. This is the inner conflict we face every moment we try to focus. We sit down to work on an important task, but our own mind is the source of the distraction. The travelers are our own thoughts. A sudden worry about an email we need to send, a memory of a past mistake, a distracting fantasy about our weekend plans. We are the undisciplined guard, and we allow these internal, distracting thoughts to constantly pull us away from the treasure of deep work. We are not being distracted by the world, but by ourselves. The transformative solution is to become the disciplined, stoic guard of your own mind, to learn how to guard your thoughts from distractions. This is the fourth unbreakable habit. It is the practice of treating your own distracting thoughts with the same firm discernment as you would an unwanted visitor at your gate. The core Stoic principle here is the discipline of assent. As we've discussed, you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are impressions that appear before the gate of your awareness. You, the guard, have the power to choose whether to assent to them, to engage with them, and to let them into your fortress. The untrained mind assents to every thought, following it down whatever rabbit hole it leads. The Stoic mind sees the distracting thought appear, acknowledges it without judgment, and then calmly but firmly denies it entry, returning its focus to the task at hand. This is the essence of mental discipline. To become this vigilant guard, you need a clear protocol for handling internal visitors. The first actionable step is the capture and release technique. Keep a notepad or a document open next to you while you work. When a distracting thought or a random to-do item appears, quickly write it down on the notepad. This act of capturing it reassures your brain that it won't be forgotten. Then, immediately release it from your mind and return your focus to your primary task. You will deal with the list later, during a designated time. The second step is to practice thought labeling. When a distracting thought arises, simply label it in your mind for what it is. That is a worry thought. That is a planning thought. That is a fantasy thought. This labeling creates distance and depersonalizes the thought, making it easier to let go of. The third step is to use a focus mantra. When you find your mind wandering, gently guide it back by repeating a simple, powerful phrase like "focus now" or "be here." This is you, the guard, giving a command to your own mind. The benefits of guarding your thoughts are a dramatic increase in your ability to sustain long periods of deep, uninterrupted focus. You will stop being a victim of your own monkey mind. You will experience a profound sense of mental clarity and control. The treasure of your deep work will be safe, allowing you to produce results and solve problems at a level you previously thought impossible. You become the master of your own mental gate, the disciplined guard who understands that protecting his focus is his most sacred duty. His fortress is a place of productive peace because he decides who and what gets in. Your practice for your next work session is to use the capture and release technique. Keep a notepad handy, and every time an internal distraction pops up, write it down and immediately return to your work. Guarding your thoughts protects your focus in the moment. But to build a life of focus, we must become masters of our most precious resource, our time. Next, we will learn how to discipline your time like a true Stoic. Please like this video if you are ready to guard your mind. Lesson 5. Discipline time like a Stoic. Imagine you are given a bag containing a precise number of gold coins at the beginning of each day. This is all the gold you will ever have for that day. A foolish man would leave his bag open, allowing anyone to reach in and take a coin. He would trade his gold for trivial pleasures, idle gossip, and pointless distractions. By noon, his bag would be empty, and he would have nothing left for his own important investments. A wise man, a Stoic, treats his bag of gold as his most precious possession. He knows its contents are finite and non-renewable. He guards it fiercely and spends each coin with deliberate, purposeful intention, investing it only in things that align with his highest values. That bag of gold is your time. This is the inner conflict that destroys our focus on a macro level. We understand that time is valuable, yet we treat it like an infinite resource. We are the foolish man with the open bag. We allow our day to be consumed by other people's priorities, by mindless scrolling, and by low-value tasks. The problem is that this lack of discipline with our time is a direct cause of our lack of focus. We never get to the deep, important work because our entire day has been spent giving away our gold coins to every passing distraction. We are left at the end of the day feeling busy but unproductive and full of regret for the time we have squandered. The transformative solution is to become the wise steward of your own life and learn to discipline your time like a Stoic. This is the fifth unbreakable habit. It is the practice of treating your time with the reverence it deserves as your most precious and finite asset. The core Stoic principle here is that the purpose of our time is not to be filled, but to be used wisely in the service of virtue and our main purpose. Seneca, in his brilliant essay on the shortness of life, argues that our lives are not actually short, we just waste a huge portion of them. A Stoic leader is a ruthless budgeter of time. He creates a clear plan for how his gold coins will be spent each day, ensuring that the most important investments, his deep work, his health, his family, his self-improvement, are paid first. He understands that a focused life is the result of a disciplined schedule. To become this master of your time, you must become the chief financial officer of your own day. The first actionable step is to conduct a time audit. For 2 days, track your time in 30-minute blocks. Be brutally honest. How much time is actually being spent on high-value focused work, and how much is being lost to distractions, social media, and reactive tasks? The data will likely shock you. The second step is to practice time blocking. At the beginning of each day or the evening before, plan your day in specific blocks of time on a calendar. Schedule your deep work sessions as if they were unbreakable appointments with your most important client. Schedule your email time. Schedule your breaks. A structured day is a focused day. The third step is to identify and ruthlessly eliminate your biggest time wasters. Based on your audit, what is the one activity that is consuming your gold coins with the least return? Make a conscious decision to drastically reduce or eliminate it. The benefits of disciplining your time are the benefits of taking complete control of your life. You will find that you have more than enough time for the things that truly matter. Your productivity and focus will skyrocket because you will be consistently investing your best energy into your most important work. You will feel a profound sense of purpose and control, the feeling of a wise steward who is investing his precious resources brilliantly. You become the master of your own gold, spending each coin with intention, creating a life of immense value and accomplishment. Your practice is to schedule your single most important task for tomorrow as a 90-minute, non-negotiable appointment on your calendar. Protect that block of time like the treasure it is. Disciplining your time creates the structure for focus. But some of the deepest clarity is found not in a busy schedule, but in the opposite. To reach the highest levels of focus, we must learn to be unafraid of being alone. Next, we will explore how to embrace solitude for clarity. If you value your time, please subscribe to our channel. Lesson 6. Embrace solitude for clarity. Imagine a lake filled with the sediment and mud of a recent storm. The water is cloudy, murky, and opaque. It is impossible to see to the bottom. If you want the water to become clear again, you do not stir it more vigorously. You do not add more things to it. You do one thing: you let it be still. Over time, in the undisturbed quiet, the sediment naturally settles, and the water returns to a state of perfect crystalline clarity, allowing you to see all the way to the very bottom. Our mind is like this lake. The sediment is the constant influx of other people's opinions, the demands of the world, and the endless stream of information we consume every day. The inner conflict is that we believe the solution to our mental confusion and lack of focus is to seek more information, more advice, more external input. We are constantly stirring the muddy water. The problem is that this just makes the water murkier. We become so saturated with the noise of others that we can no longer hear our own thoughts. We lose contact with our own intuition, our own values, and our own inner wisdom. We cannot find our focus because we have lost ourselves in the noise. The transformative solution is to become the patient keeper of the lake, to learn to embrace solitude for clarity. This is the sixth unbreakable habit. It is the practice of intentionally removing yourself from the noise of the world for periods of time to allow the sediment of your mind to settle. The core Stoic idea is that while community is important, wisdom and self-knowledge are cultivated in solitude. The great Stoics were often men of immense public responsibility, but they all had practices of private reflection and contemplation. Marcus Aurelius had his journal. Seneca had his philosophical letters written from retreat. They knew that you cannot hear the voice of reason when it is being drowned out by the shouts of the crowd. Solitude, for a Stoic, is not loneliness. It is a strategic retreat. It is the sacred space where you can let the muddy water of external influence settle, allowing the profound clarity of your own inner wisdom to emerge. To harness the clarifying power of solitude, you must be intentional about creating it. The first actionable step is to schedule regular solitude sessions. This could be 1 hour every week, or even a half day once a month. This is your time to be completely alone with your thoughts, without a specific goal, other than to allow your mind to settle. A long walk in nature is a perfect vehicle for this. The second step is to take a digital Sabbath. Choose one day of the week, or even just a few hours, where you completely disconnect from all screens. No phone, no computer, no television. This starves your mind of the constant external input and forces it to engage with itself. The third step is to use your solitude to ask yourself the big questions. With a journal in hand, ask yourself, is the path I am on the right one? Am I living in alignment with my values? What is truly important to me? Solitude is your time to consult your own deepest oracle. The benefits of embracing solitude are a level of mental clarity and focus that is simply unattainable in a state of constant connection. You will find that your best ideas and most important insights arise in these periods of quiet. You will strengthen your own sense of self and become less dependent on the opinions of others. Your decisions will become more authentic and aligned with your own true path. You become the clear lake, a source of profound stillness and wisdom, whose depths are visible because you have given the mud time to settle. Your practice for this week is to schedule 1 hour of true solitude. No phone, no distractions. Just you, your thoughts, and perhaps a journal. Solitude provides the clarity for focus, but that focus must be defended against our own internal weaknesses, our impulses, and our urges. To stay focused, we must have a strong will. Next, we will learn how to fortify your willpower against urges. Please share this video with someone who needs more clarity in their life. Lesson 7. Fortify willpower against urges. Imagine a disciplined warrior holding a shield. His task is to hold his position in the battle line. Throughout the day, he is assaulted by a series of attacks. The impulse to retreat in fear, the urge to break formation and charge recklessly, the desire to drop his heavy shield out of sheer exhaustion. An undisciplined soldier gives in to these urges. He breaks. The disciplined warrior, however, has trained his willpower as a muscle. Every time he feels an urge and consciously denies it, his willpower gets a little stronger. His ability to hold his shield steady, to maintain his focus on his duty, is a direct result of this relentless internal training. This is the inner conflict we face every minute of our attempt to stay focused. We are the warrior, and our focus is the shield. But we are constantly being assaulted by internal urges. The urge to check social media, the urge to procrastinate on a difficult task, the urge to switch to an easier, more pleasurable activity. The problem is that if our willpower is weak, we will inevitably give in to these urges. Each time we do, our focus is broken, our momentum is lost, and our shield is lowered, leaving us vulnerable. A lack of willpower is a direct and fatal threat to our ability to sustain focus. The transformative solution is to become the disciplined warrior of your own mind and to fortify your willpower against urges. This is the 7th unbreakable habit. It is the understanding that willpower is not a mystical force you are born with. It is a finite mental muscle that can be trained and strengthened through deliberate practice. The core Stoic principle here is that of self-control, or enkratia. For the Stoics, the ultimate freedom was freedom from one's own irrational appetites and impulses. A man who is a slave to his every urge is not free, no matter how wealthy or powerful he is. By systematically practicing small acts of self-denial and self-control, you are not just depriving yourself, you are actively strengthening the muscle of your will. This makes it easier to resist the bigger, more consequential urges that threaten to shatter your focus and derail your purpose. To forge an iron willpower, you must start with small, manageable weights. The first actionable step is to practice micro-fasting from distractions. Set a timer for 25 minutes, the Pomodoro technique, and in that time, make a sacred vow that you will not give in to any urge to check your phone or switch tasks. Every 25-minute block you complete is a successful rep for your willpower muscle. The second step is to deliberately delay gratification. When you have the urge to eat a treat or watch a video, make yourself wait for 10 minutes. This simple act of imposing a delay inserts your conscious will between the impulse and the action, which is the essence of all self-control. The third step is to do the hard thing first. At the beginning of your workday, tackle your most difficult, most important task. This expends your willpower on what matters most, and the feeling of accomplishment from getting it done will fuel your focus for the rest of the day. The benefits of fortifying your willpower are that you will become the master of your own impulses, rather than their servant. Your ability to resist distractions and sustain focus for long periods will increase dramatically. You will develop a profound sense of self-trust, knowing that you have the internal strength to follow through on your intentions, even when it's difficult. You become the disciplined warrior on the battle line, his shield held steady, his focus unwavering, because his will has been forged into iron in the fires of 1,000 small daily victories over himself. Your practice is to try one 25-minute focused Pomodoro session today. For that short period, your only goal is to resist all urges and keep your shield up. A strong will helps us stay focused in times of peace, but the ultimate test of focus is whether we can sustain it when things get hard. In our final lesson, we will explore how to maintain your focus even in the face of adversity. Subscribe to our channel to complete your training. Lesson 8. Sustain focus through adversity. Imagine a ship's captain navigating through a calm, sunny sea. It is easy for him to stay focused on his destination, his hand light on the wheel. But then, a massive storm hits. The ship is tossed by violent waves, the wind howls, and the crew begins to panic. It is in this moment that the captain's true focus is revealed. A weak captain is consumed by the adversity. He focuses on the waves, on the wind, on the fear. He loses sight of his destination and his ship is lost. The great Stoic captain, however, does the opposite. The greater the storm, the more intensely he focuses on the one thing he can control, his destination. The adversity does not break his focus, it sharpens it. The chaos outside forces him to find an even deeper level of calm and clarity within. The storm becomes a magnifying glass for his purpose. This is the ultimate inner conflict for any person on a meaningful path. It is easy to stay focused when things are going well. But what happens when adversity strikes? When you lose a client, when your project fails, when you face a personal crisis? The instinct is to let the adversity become your entire reality. The problem is that when you focus on the obstacle, you lose sight of the goal. The adversity shatters your focus, and without focus, you cannot overcome the adversity. It is a vicious cycle that leads to despair and defeat. The final, unbreakable strategy for a focused life is to learn to sustain your focus through adversity. This is the art of using the pressure of a difficult situation to create a diamond-hard, unbreakable concentration. The core Stoic principle is that the obstacle is the way. The Stoics taught that adversity is not an interruption to our path. It is the path itself. Every challenge is a test of our virtue and a chance to practice our philosophy. For the leader, adversity is the ultimate test of focus. A true leader does not fall apart when things get hard. He becomes even more focused, more determined, and more resolute. He uses the pressure of the situation to burn away all trivialities and distractions, leaving only what is essential: his purpose and the next right action. To achieve this level of focus under fire, you must have a crisis protocol. The first actionable step is to, in a moment of adversity, immediately bring your focus back to your ultimate purpose. Ask yourself, given this new challenge, what is now the most important thing for me to achieve? What is my North Star in this storm? This reorients you. The second step is to shrink your time horizon. Don't think about how you will survive the next year. Don't even think about next week. Just ask, what is the single most important thing I can do in the next 60 minutes to move forward? This makes the situation manageable. The third step is to embrace the role of the leader. Whether you are leading a company or just yourself, see the adversity as your moment to shine. Say to yourself, this is why I've been training. This is my time to be strong, to be calm, and to be focused. This reframes the crisis from a threat into your finest hour. The benefits of this practice are that you will become truly unstoppable. No setback, no failure, no crisis will be able to break your spirit or derail you from your ultimate purpose. You will find that you do your best, most focused work when the pressure is highest. You will develop a reputation as a person who is not just effective in the calm, but is formidable in the storm. You become the great captain, who is respected by all, because they know that the harder the wind blows, the steadier his hand becomes on the wheel. Your final practice is a reflection. Think of a past adversity you faced. How did it affect your focus? Now, visualize that same event, but this time see yourself responding with intense, unbreakable, purposeful focus. This is the leader you are becoming. Focus is not a passive state. It is an active, disciplined, and powerful force. It is the archer's unwavering eye, the lighthouse's steady beam, and the king's resolute will. It is the ability to quiet the chaos, both within and without, and to pour all of your energy into the life you are determined to build. Thank you for your dedication to mastering this essential skill. In a world of distraction, the person who can control their focus can control their destiny. If this guide has provided you with value, please like the video, comment with the strategy that was most impactful for you, and subscribe to Stoic Dominion for more wisdom on the path to an unshakable life.